Hi, I'm Rachel, and today I'll show you how to create breathtaking mountain scenery using the Color Therapy app. To achieve this bright, clear autumn day look, you'll need a vibrant color palette. This is an intermediate tutorial, and it takes a little bit of practice to get the colors right when creating the reflection in the water. I'll show you the best way to do this. To find the image, go under the Classic tab, click Places, and then under Wonderful Scenery, it's the second image. Let's begin by choosing our color. So open up the color palette, go under Seasonal. Let's choose 3 colors under Thanksgiving. For the grass, we'll choose this greenish blue color, and this is set under gradient right now. For the leaves, there's a nice orange gradient you can choose, and then there's also a good red tone as well. Open up the color palette again. Under Seasonal, there's a palette called Winter, and there's a dark gray color we can use for the rocks and the tree trunks. So choosing the red gradient, let's make that a light to dark gradient. And we're going to begin tapping to fill all the leaves on the left side of the picture. Now with that orange color, let's set the gradient from the same thing, so light to dark, and tap the right side of the tree. So go ahead and tap to fill in the grass from the lighter green at the top and the blue color at the bottom. We're going to apply the same color to the trees further in the distance by the mountain. And then let's go ahead and use that darker gray color, and that's going to be for the tree trunks. And the gradient can be set from light to dark. Now let's go back into the color palette and choose our sky colors. So go under Basic and make sure it's set to gradient and choose 2 different blues. So we want a darker sort of medium blue and then that lighter blue. So with that darker blue, when it's set from dark to light, just tap to fill the top of the sky, and then click that lighter blue and do the same thing for the rest of the sky below the sun. So you'll mirror that sky in the water, doing the same thing. Okay, so for the tricky part, let's go into the palette and choose some colors for the mountain. So we want it to be a snowy mountain. So under the Classic palette, click on the darker black to bluish gray color. Let's choose a color for the snow under Classic as well, and that's going to be that white color. So let's zoom in, and using that gray color, let's set the gradient from light to dark and tap to fill in certain areas of the rock. And then also apply that same color from light to dark on all the rocks below those trees. So the mountain and the reflection is going to be the same exact thing, but let's make it a little bit lighter so that you can tell that it's reflection. So back in the palette, still under the Classic tab, there's a nice lighter gray next to that darker gray we used before. Make sure you switch the gradient from dark to light this time. We're just going to reflect what we did. For the snow reflected in the water, use that light white color. For the trees that are reflected, let's go back into the palette, and under that same palette that we had before in Thanksgiving, let's choose another green, but choose the lighter version of it. And we'll tap to fill the trees below in the water, and that will be from dark to light. And finish up the rest of the scene by tapping to fill the dock with the same red that you did for the leaves on the left, but it's set to a radial gradient with the light in the middle. The rocks are the same color we used for the mountain on the top, set from light to dark, and the shadow will be the same that we used for the bark. Last but not least, color in the sun in the same palette from Thanksgiving using that light yellow to orange gradient set to radial. Now let's go ahead and finish this up with a few effects. So to get that fun watercolor effect, choose Lines, take away the lines, and then under the Effects tab, choose Watercolor 2. The Watercolor 2 effect works really well on landscape images colored with vibrant hues. It gives that feeling like it was painted outdoors, which further adds to the outdoorsy feel to this. Thanks for watching our tutorial. You can get the Color Therapy app for free on the App Store.